He's Robin now. He stays with the Batman.
Many people know Batman and Robin as the dynamic duo, and there's very good reasons for that. Batman's a hero, a force to be reckoned with, and he's more than a man. He's able to go toe-to-toe with gods. Batman was a deity and always stood against evil forces by himself. Well, for roughly 11 months, that is. In Detective Comics number 38, Dick Grayson is introduced as the first Robin, and really the first sidekick to a superhero in comics. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I love Batman and Robin. Let it be Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, or Damian Wayne, or really whoever else has held that mantle of Robin. I love the character that Robin is and how they humanize the Dark Knight. Dick Grayson was the first person to take up the mantle as Robin, and he was really the first person to humanize Bruce Wayne. Without a Robin, Batman would have been this dark, inhumane character without any redeeming qualities. He wouldn't have been relatable in any aspects at all. Some people would have preferred that version of Batman, but I don't. Batman's fatherhood and his relationship with his first son set up true character development for the both of these characters. Robin was originally created as just that. Bill Finger, Jerry Robinson, and Bob Kane created Robin as someone who Batman could talk to during cases, a partner. And that by itself should show you all the Robin haters out there what Dick Grayson stands for. Dick is a beautiful character who represents hope, kindness, and overcoming trauma. He taught Bruce that there's more to life than just a constant crusade against evil in Gotham. Throughout their time together, they went on many adventures, a father and his first son teaching each other how to heal their biggest wounds and how to get over the trauma they've been dealt in life. Of course, Dick eventually grew up, his relationship with Bruce being a cornerstone into why he's such a good hero as Nightwing, even if the two ended their partnership on bittersweet terms. If they didn't have each other now, then they wouldn't have grown together or separately. Without Robin, Batman wouldn't have learned to be the father we know now.
And sooner or later, you will see things my way. Who knows? I might even become like a father to you.
I already have a father.
When Dick moved on from Robin, Batman needed a new partner. And little did he know he would soon find that in a young, misguided boy, Jason Todd. Originally, Jason was just a copy and paste of Dick Grayson, and that was later changed on to more differentiate the two characters. And now Jason is widely considered Batman's greatest failure because of how he was dealt with in his life and death. Jason was always a happy kid, and Robin brought these feelings that he hid deep down to protect himself out, and he let himself be happy again. Bruce Wayne saw a struggling boy, he saw a boy on a path to darkness, and he took him in without a second thought. Knowing the mostly positive impact he had on Dick, he knew what his next choice had to be. Take this boy who's surrounded by darkness and give him a light in his life. Give him a family, a father, a brother, and so many more things. Jason had a darkness to him when he was growing up, but he was mostly able to get past that with Bruce's help. Batman channeled Jason's rage at the world with Robin. Using this darker part of him, Jason was able to make sure that the majority of his life as Robin was filled with an energetic happiness that was the reason for Robin's existence. Jason Todd fought his way till the end of his first life, proving his time as a hero wasn't a mistake. In the end, Jason tracked down his birth mother and the Joker, leading to the infamous biggest mistake of Bruce's time as Batman. Jason threw himself in front of a bomb and shielded his mother from the blast, killing him. Jason's death was Bruce's greatest failure, and he let the one man who he's constantly pitted against over and over again take his son from the world. Without Robin, Batman wouldn't have learned to protect his family more fully. When Jason Todd died, the young man who would next become Robin was Tim Drake, a genius, and the one of the world's greatest detectives declared only to be second to Batman himself. Tim was possibly the best character to hold the title of Robin. His detective skills rivaled Batman's, and his combat skill is completely slept on by Batman fans. Tim sees the dark path that Batman is headed on, and without Jason to balance Bruce's darkness out on the field, he was brutalizing criminals, torturing and hurting his opponents more than he ever did. Tim comes to the conclusion that Batman needs a Robin to balance the darkness out in him, and he begs Dick to come back to the mantle as Robin. Of course, Dick has moved on from Robin. He refuses to work under Bruce again, and he's already proven himself as Batman's equal, and he won't go back on it. This gives Alfred the idea to bring Tim in as Robin, who is eventually accepted by Bruce, after he proves himself as useful. Tim was the perfect partner. He did what Bruce asked, he went through intense training, and he learned everything he could from everyone he met. Even if they went a little bit against his morals at times, he chose to because he knew that Bruce needed a partner. He needed a son, someone who could keep him in check at all times. Tim Drake revolutionized the character as Robin, even adding pants to his character design. Most, if not all, the characteristics that you can think of that Robin has come from Tim Drake. His impact on Bruce Wayne should never be diminished. Tim's time with Bruce helped him grieve Jason. It helped him stay away from the darkness. Without Tim, the Batman we see wouldn't be like the Batman that we know. It would be more like the Batman of the Snyderverse, a rage-filled addict whose only outlet is to torture criminals. There isn't any doubt that Batman would have been a brutalist, maybe even a murderer, without Tim Drake's Robin. Without Robin, Batman wouldn't have learned that there's more than one way to grieve a loss.
This isn't the time for games. Now untie me.
It's no game. You're out of control.
You don't know what you're talking about.
That gas has affected you more than you think.
I told you, I can handle it.
You can't! You're not even afraid to kill. I'll be back for you as soon as I can.
Damian Wayne originally represented that brutalist side of Batman. He was raised from birth to be an assassin. He never even really had a real childhood. When Bruce saw another struggling son, this time his actual son, he realized how absent he had been in the boy's life, and he knew that there was only one chance for him to be saved. Batman chose to bring Damian into his life as his new sidekick and partner. He knew that the boy needed stability in his life more than the League of Assassins, and he really just didn't know how to express that. Just like Dick and Jason, he knew that he needed a real family. Damian's new life changed him. He was finally able to be a kid around Bruce. He was never going to be a normal kid with the life that he had growing up, but this was a chance for him to be able to live anew, to be a kid for the first time. Bruce knew that Damian wasn't exactly missing a family or training. What he was really missing was a childhood.
And a moral compass.
So many people don't like Damian's Robin because he's such a little bratty kid at first, but they seem to forget that he's such an important character and that his attitude is only second nature due to his violent childhood. Bruce's love and trust for Damian brought to surface all these lessons that had been taught over the years by his other children, and it showed him that he can make himself a better person. Without Robin, Batman wouldn't have evolved.
First time I climbed, I fell. Broke my wrist. I made it to the top anyway. It was expected. I was Ra's al Ghul's grandson.
Was it all like that, Damian?
I was being groomed to lead humanity, like my grandfather. We were going to create a whole new world.
By killing?
If that's what it took.
How do you hope to lead humanity when you've never been a part of it?
What about you? From what I heard, your childhood wasn't a lot of fun either.
I had my traumas, but I also had people around me to help. Alfred, Dick, others. I had friends. As far as I can tell, all you've had are trainers. There's a difference, Damian.
To me, Robin represents the greatest sidekick. The founder of Kid Heroes and inspirations to so many others. Without Robin, Batman wouldn't be the character we know today. Without him, so many others wouldn't even exist. Batman and Robin need to come together in every story. Without one, there cannot be the other. And with that, I thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. I hope I can have more videos like this out soon enough, so just stay tuned. And thank you all for 100 subscribers. Have a great day. Bye now.